Okay, MMA people, MMA folks. Alrighty. Let's talk about what's going on out here in the MMA community. Is Conor McGregor tripping? I mean, Dustin Poirier exposes Conor McGregor for withdrawing $500,000 for the good fight donation. He ghosted us. End quote. Now, I think this shit is very, very interesting. On the on the on the one hand, I feel that Connor is doing some scumbag shit. That he is being a snake, a fraud, a backstabber, things of that nature. On the other hand, I, I'm like, man, Connor, this is this is what got him here. Just fuck everybody else. I don't care if I told you I was gonna do something. I don't gotta do shit. I'll do it if I feel like it down the line, type of thing. And on the other hand, I'm like, yo, if I make a promise on this channel saying, hey, the first person who can guess my favorite color, I will cash app you $50 or whatever. And someone does it, and I never send the cash app or never get back to them, I would expect that person to send me some comments in the DMs or on the comments, and let me know about myself. I would expect that. So, how can you be mad at Dustin? Dustin is literally starting up an organization. They were both. Now, another thing before I get to that point, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Dustin and Connor, they were they had agreed upon an exchange of hot sauce and a bottle of proper number 12 Irish whiskey. I saw Dustin give Connor his bottle of hot sauce. I did not see Connor give Dustin a bottle of whiskey. If you guys did see it, show it to me. I would love to see it and I can stand corrected. But I didn't see it. I have no knowledge of Connor ever even giving up the bottle of whiskey. Could this be partially Connor being a sore loser? I don't know. Something's going on here though. These guys were just all buddy buddy. Okay? It was just all buddy buddy, huggy, brothery. And now it's turned to this. We've got something going on. And I'm personally glad that this is getting leaked because sometimes people don't take the time to think. Sometimes people just believe every story that gets out. As long as it's a main channel, a mainstream, or a channel that has a lot of viewership, good viewership, people will take that information as fact. However, that's just proven to not be the case whatsoever of any mainstream source of media. Okay? So Dustin Connor says something about his predictions that he's gonna kick Dustin in the nose with a straight kick to the nose, and Dustin fires back. This is all on Twitter. That's a fun prediction at the Notorious MMA. You also predicted a donation to my foundation, and you and your team stopped responding after the fight in January. See you soon, July 10th, paid in full. So is Conor really going to get mad and back out of this fight because Dustin put out the truth of the matter? And we do have Conor's manager who has come to his defense in some way, saying that, hey, it's all good. Now, don't take me quote for quote, but I'll just look it up. He basically said, though, it's all good. Dustin, don't worry about it. We've been basically planning and figuring out where every single dollar is going to, which is a legitimate argument because we should all know by now that a lot of these charities that say that they're going to give money to a certain charity, the money never makes it to. So I understand that there has to be some accountability and oh yeah, audio guitar. So I understand there has to be some accountability and some understanding as far as to where this money is going to, some receipts. Okay, there has to be a plan for where this money is going, when it's going to come in, where it's going to go to, and what to expect to see at the end of all this. But if Connor's team is simply ignoring Dustin's team when it comes to getting something done and figuring all this out, then where are we left? Where is Dustin left? But what is he left to think with? Look at this. Confirmed already, been received a while ago. No, 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 no. And your wife thanked Connor after the fight. I don't know why Dustin's wife would thank Connor after the fight or his camp or whatever, you know. I thought she could have just, stayed to herself, stayed or put that on Twitter or something, you know what I'm saying? I didn't I didn't really understand that. But we also know that that was out of good faith. That was not, oh, we already got the money. Thanks for the money. That was thanks because you said you're going to send this money, and I believe you. That's what that was. It was not. It was not that the money had already gone through. So let's be clear on that. Okay. If Connor's not going to send the money, you know, I personally, I'm gonna assume that hey, Connor's maybe just a douchebag and a liar and a fraud to a degree. But he's also a great athlete, a fighter, and someone who stands by their word to a degree. Because again, if this 500K, if Connor comes to realize that him donating this 500K will benefit him, I guarantee you he sends it. I guarantee it. If he can somehow, especially if Connor, if they do end up fighting, okay. Now I personally don't think that Connor wants to fight Dustin again, based off of what happened last time. I think he saw something in there that he didn't like. With that being said, I do think he still can get it done in the third fight. I think there's a very high chance that that happens. I think there's a very high chance that Conor gets it done in the next fight if they do have this trilogy, which I think they ultimately will. But where do we go? Where do we go from now to get to the trilogy? Because if the trilogy doesn't happen, Dustin's path is pretty clear. All this is going to do is push Justin Gaethje back further than where he is now. Because if Conor doesn't want to fight, that's fine. We got Oliveira versus Chandler coming up, and if Conor isn't going to fight Dustin, Dustin will get that title shot. Okay, and after that, I'm assuming Gaethje and Conor can fight in the meantime, or Gaethje will wait for the title. Conor thinks he is holding all the cards and oh the red panty night. Come on, Conor. You can keep playing that card and it's gonna work for the next year and a half to 2 years, maybe even 3 years. But no longer than that. You're not gonna be able to play that red panty card after this next couple years, Conor. So whatever red panties you plan on giving out, go ahead and give them out. Go ahead and get them out now. Because I'm watching this. I see what's going on in the octagon. Okay, Conor is his appearances. have been very, very few and far between in the last 2.5 to 3 years. We don't have much of him being in the octagon. Even the fight that he just had with Poirier, you go back, we talking Donald Cerrone, which was a 40-second fight, you know? Something like that. So I think that Conor needs to understand where he's going with this and then go. If you're not going to pay the man, don't pay him. If you are, pay him. Or are you waiting to see if you win the next fight before you pay him? Because a lot of these things fall into play. We're talking about $500,000 donations, which, according to Conor, $500,000 is nothing to him. That's chump change. You know, that's chump change. So where do we go from here? Are you guys gonna fight or what? Are you gonna fight or what? You say you're not. If you pull out of a fight because someone offended you, how does that make sense? If someone offends me and I have a chance to punch them in the face, I'm pretty sure I'll take it. Especially if I'm gonna get paid to punch them in the face, is what I'm saying. And I'm not there you're not going to jail and you get paid and he offended you? Well, shit. That's plenty of reason to fight for me. Oh, I'm not gonna grant him this opportunity. Well, look, Connor, who are you gonna fight? Are you gonna fight? And if so, who are you gonna fight? Are you gonna fight Justin Gaethje? Okay, fine. Fight Justin Gaethje. I would love to see that. The winner of that is gonna fight Poirier. Or they're gonna fight the winner of Oliveira and Chandler, in which there's other players there for Dustin Poirier to fight now. That leaves other options on the table. So yeah, that's either way. Dustin Poirier is right behind the title shot. All he has to do is play the waiting game if he wants to. He can play the waiting game and get a title shot. But if he does that, I would be surprised. I would also be surprised if Conor doesn't take this fight. But again, a lot of this stuff, as we see, has been starting to drive towards entertainment. A lot, and that's the sad part about it for me. Is a lot of this stuff is just starting to be more about entertainment. You got, the the Chelsonen offspring, I should say, the entertainment over results guys. Okay, now I'm not saying Conor hasn't had great results in his career because he has, but as of late, as of recently, we've only been getting entertainment out of Conor. You could say the Donald Cerrone fight, okay, cool. You could say he fought really well in the Dustin Poirier fight. I agree. However, when we're talking about results, we got one win in the last 3 years, and the one win in the last four fights. Okay, and we got a whole bunch of talking, a whole bunch of tweets. That's what I'm saying. I'm not hating on Conor. No, I like Conor. I do. I think a lot of the shit he says is very funny. In fact, a lot of the stuff he says is also true. I like the edge that he has and brings. I want him to bring that edge. But I just also would like to know what it is that he thinks that he's bringing to the table other than red panties. What else are you bringing? We know that a lot of people are going to tune in to see you. Okay? Cool. Cool. But what else? What else are you bringing? If you don't fight Dustin, who are you going to fight? You said you're pulling out. Tell us something. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm not going to fight him," and then 2 weeks later it turns out you are going to fight him. Let us know what's really going on out here. Or somebody like Dustin will. That's what we just found out. So hey, MMA house on MMA block, and we in the middle of MMA Ville. What do? We keep it real.